And we are live. Got this lovely heater right here. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all knowledge and glory and honor to the Most High. I am that I am. Through his Son, the Savior, the true Savior, Yeshua. And the Father's name is Ahia. So blessed be Ahia, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy set apart name. In Yeshua, the true and living word, I shall be confident. The Father shall be glorified. I want to come on here after just watching with my children a couple of videos concerning replay of what happened at the concert and just other perspectives as well. And I felt that this needed to be stated from a person who lives a righteous lifestyle and who's fully aware of the truth. First and foremost, the title of this video is titled "All Who Should and Who Should Be, and also those who aren't." In other words, can't really remember how I worded it, but those who should be responsible. All. It's not just one. And this perspective may not have been mentioned in a lot of other people's videos because they would deem probably victims as victims. But this may seem cruel and harsh, but when the Creator said, "Thou shalt not worship anything engraven or rebuke idolatry," it was for our protection. So before I play this here, it's the ad. I'm gonna let the ad roll. Before I play this here video for y'all, I want you to pay attention. Pay attention to the crowd. All right. There's a lot of things we're gonna be pointing out today. All these ads. We're gonna get through these ads. Once these ads get done, but the point of the matter is this, family. Just tuning in here. When you hear somebody who is living, hold on. I need to rewind it. Zeba, run it for me. When you hear somebody who like Travis Scott, Kylie Jenner, Drake, say their prayers are with you for the families, you take that and flush it down the toilet, because first and foremost, they're not living a righteous lifestyle where their prayers even mean anything. The scripture says if anybody will turn their ear from hearing the law, even their prayers are an abomination. So if they're not, of course, they're not hearing the law because they're not living according to the law. I'm talking about the laws of the Most High, the Creator. Okay. If anybody's not living a righteous lifestyle, they tell you they're praying for you, trust and believe me, that's not good. Just because somebody's praying for you and their prayers don't mean nothing. That's one. Their prayers that mean absolutely nothing. Ziva, go ahead and press the play for me, beloved. So, press pause. So this is brought to us by the Washington Post, which was published on November 24th, 2021. Most of dead Astro World Festival victims were in one highly packed area. Visual forensics. Now it's amazing it says that. Don't press play yet. Because I remember when watching on TikTok different video clippings where people would show him on a stage thing talking or singing whatever Travis was doing, and something like came from him. It was like a clear thing. Like, I'll not explain it, but it was like a orb or a spiritual thing that came from him, and it went to this area, and right after you saw that, it was like a girl being carried. Now, the person who captured that, these are not average people. It's not a person who was naive to what was going on. So I said there were people that were at this concert. There were beings at this concert, creatures that knew what was going on, knew what the ritual conclusion of that festival concert was supposed to be for, and they knew what to capture. They like to watch these kind of things because the mass of people aren't going to get it because it's only a few that's woke. So I want to make that mention. It's funny how they were all in a secluded, compacted area, which would make sense, but that the accidents happened in that area, but also the fact that there was something that came from him when he was talking, and it went into an area, and then after that being dropped in that area, people were dying there. Press play, princess. Look at this in the very beginning. Look. Something flying with fire on it. Pause that right there, baby girl. Something flying with fire on it. And I bet you there was a good amount of people that was in that crowd that was at that concert that probably had Christian or religious or some type of conscience in their family. And for them to see that kind of stuff, they weren't aware. Let me explain something to you. The idolatry and it's idolatry that drove them, and the sorcery that they were already open to by listening to his music, by being a fan, not a fan, by being a servant of Travis Scott and worshiping Travis Scott. The idolatry drove them, all those people, to the possibility of death. Though there were just a few that actually fell, that whole crowd was dead. People say survivors or victims. We understand that life is not promised to us. Tomorrow's not promised. And death is only thing that's promised, that all men shall die. So people would say this one had a promising career and this one had this going on, this person had that. And they have all these things that people who are on the other side of them no longer being here can make a comment concerning life, but none of them had their life in their hand. Unbeknownst to them, the creator said, this person's going to come to this concert on this day, and these people are going to be destroyed and be killed, because that was a sacrifice. When you see the outlining of this whole concert, you're going to see it was a deliberate sacrifice. People say they're doing a ritual thing. You don't even have to be deep. Anybody that you serve, you're going to have to give them something. A husband and wife serve each other. The children serve their parents by doing what they ask of them. The parents serve the children by being what they need in support, and financial and emotional. A company serves their employees do the job. That's what the way it is. It's servitude in exchange for something. So they were serving Travis Scott. Here he says, oh, go ahead, baby girl, play, because I don't want to say too much before they see it. Press play.
Of rapper Travis Scott's performance.
Look, fire, a thing flying.
But revelry quickly turned to tragedy. Ten people died and dozens were injured. To illuminate what happened amid the crowd.
He said to illuminate what happened in the crowd. Pay attention.
Hosts gathered dozens of videos from that night and examined them to determine where and when each was taken. We interviewed witnesses.
Got sucked into this black hole, basically.
And we had experts analyze the movements.
That's going to play again. Don't worry about it.
Density in key areas. The post-investigation found that at least
look at that. Pause it. Now, bring the thing up. Do you see this right here? Do you see this right here? This is the image. Either way you look at, that way, this way. This was an entrance into the concert. This is a crucifixion. This is a symbol of death. I want to say this again to any Christians that just don't get it. It's a symbol of death. And when the Crusaders were told, by this you shall conquer, by death they conquer. Our King said, if you believe him, you have eternal life. So why would a people who are true followers of righteousness remember a symbol of death as remembering him, rather than remembering the sacrifice he did for life? Now, notice, if I don't know if you can really tell, but this cross going into the concert or the festival of Travis Scott, people walking in this, going into that. No. This is wrong. That's wrong. This is the stage. Correct, Ziva. Thank you. Holy Spirit got me. This is the stage he's standing on. At the top of the stage, which was like the peak of the mountain, there was a fire like flying bird or angel or whatever you want to call it. Flames here, flames there. And at the entrance of it, his mouth is open like his skull, and the people are going in there. As if he's eating people with a giant head. This goes over people's head. You know what the problem is? If we make those satanic things be entertaining, they'll never know the difference between the two when we're really deceiving them. I want to first say, every single person at that concert, from the righteous stance, you put yourself in danger. All y'all put yourselves in dangers. And I know it may be hard pill to swallow and seem like, oh, that's cruel and that's not right. Those people lost their lives. Their lives were not theirs to begin with. They've been lost their lives. If you sell your soul to the devil, when he comes to get it, it's going to be when you're on your vacation resort enjoying, or it's going to be when you thought you had some plans according to what he's giving you. He's giving you all these things for your soul, but he doesn't tell you when he's going to require it from you. So these people who are in love with secular music, in love with an idol, who says, if you're good, put your middle finger in the air. But then at the same time will tell you, my prayers are going out to you. Stop. I'm just agitated at the fact that people really allow themselves to think, like, how do I put this in words? Can't you see what's going on? Wake up, people. Wake up. Press play, princess.
Those who later died were located.
Notice the first name mentioned was Ezra. Pause that again. I got to say this. If you don't know, and go up some. Ezra is one of the prophets in the Bible that actually, in the book that was taken out of the Bible, which is the book of Esdras. And that book, chapter 15 and 16, specifically talk about the last days. Just want to make that mention. Go ahead, press play.
He's seen unconscious amid a pile of fans on the ground about 16 minutes into the show, which continued for nearly an hour. The review also reveals that minutes into Scott's show, that same section had pockets of extremely high density, according to a crowd analysis done for the Post. A circumstance that 3 experts said increased the risk of a dangerous crowd collapse. 3 crowd science experts told the Post that a surge toward the main stage would have compressed people into this area that had rigid metal barriers on 3 sides and left little way for them to escape the building pressure. A criminal investigation is ongoing, and the causes of deaths have not been made public. But the Post's reconstruction, which includes exclusively obtained videos, shows how one section of the audience became an epicenter of chaos.
Wait till you see how the cops respond. Here's an A. Mute that, princess. And the reason I say wait till you see how the cops respond is because right now, skip it. The only person, pause it, princess, that is really there putting in the main media, or is Travis, Kylie, and a little bit of Drake. But for the most part, you hear more about Travis. You don't ever hear about how there was a man who went to the cops and told them there are people over here, and their lack of response and empathy. So your first responders should not be celebrated, especially cops, because they are the devil's angels, as far as I'm concerned. Because the cops had the nerve to tell somebody in this video, shut the F up. Go ahead, press play.
Fans arrive at NRG Park in the early morning on Friday, long before the gates open. Over the next few hours, while some shop, eat, and attend daytime concerts, videos show instances of scattered mayhem. Fans break perimeter fences.
Look at that.
Rush entrances and storm security checkpoints.
So pause it right there. So suppose, pause it, princess. So suppose somebody would have got injured right there. Now, I'm not speaking in no light for that man, Travis Scott, but where's the realistic stuff here? They're storming stuff down. Look how they're acting irate before the concert. If someone stormed, now when it was looting a town and a place and buildings, there was so much outcry about the buildings. But here, these people are acting irate in the same form of thuggishery that Trump had the nerve to say. concerning the looting. Well, that's what he titled it, looting. Basically, a few people just wanting to take advantage of the opportunities they could. I don't agree. I don't disagree. I have nothing else to say about it. That's just where I stand on it. But suppose they would have got hurt doing that. If they were like that before the concert, they had a hand in the dealing of their own destruction. Period. This is the kind of stuff you're going to have to evaluate. If I'm a drunk person and I'm driving and I go to a bar and I get drunk some more and I leave the bar and I get in a car accident and they find the amount and they go to the person that served them and say, hey, did you notice this person was already under the influence and how many drinks do they have? Can the person who served them probably 1 or 2 drinks be solely responsible for their death because this person who came to the bar was completely disgustingly drunk and they just served them 2 drinks? Oh, it was a packed night that night. I didn't really get a chance to examine him. I just served him 2 drinks. Or somebody else ordered them for him. I don't know. Press play. I'm not giving that, for example, for Travis Scott. He is not without excuse. I'm saying that now. But what I'm simply saying is you got to examine all things. That these people would tear down barricades they were up, and then their families of victims who want to sue the whole incident, they need to realize that if there would have been proper standards, precautions for them, they probably would have disregarded that too, because they're a bunch of animals. Press play, princess.
The main stage where Scott.
Every single one of them at that concert, you all were animals. And it was packed. You better get ready for hell because it's going to be the same way.
Stage covers roughly the area of 3 football fields. The metal barriers divide a smaller section close to the stage into quadrants to the north, south, east, and west, creating pathways used by security and medical personnel to move through the crowd. Throughout the day, devoted Scott fans stake out their spots around the main stage. By 6, attendees are filling the area, with Scott's performance still 3 hours away.
Around 7 was when obviously everyone was there, like thousands of people were there. I was already getting really pushed against the barricade.
The escape plan.
The show at the secondary stage by singer SZA wraps up at
walking around looking like a hoe.
And a flood of festival goers moves.
Women walking on stage with their butts out with a microphone, seducing you with whoredom.
A concert goer described getting caught in the current flowing toward the main stage.
A whole Muslim there.
To move in the opposite
a whole holy Muslim there.
Like
You Muslims are jokes.
I don't want to do this. I want to get out. So we were trying to get out.
Muhammad Mohammed.
As the crowd balloons, a large timer counts down to the start of the main stage event. Scott's show begins around 9.
Look at that beam.
Erupts in excitement as he enters.
As soon as Travis reaches the stage, there's just a whole different shift.
That's too much expression for a human to have. Jumping up and down and all that kind of nonsense.
Swaying at the beginning of the concert. 9-year-old Ezra Blunt, an avid Scott fan, is atop his father's shoulders in a video that a lawyer for the family confirmed is the boy. Madison Dubisky, 23, at the show with her brother, is in the same area, according to another video obtained by the
Looks
Post.
something like the Who's from the Who's.
Close by, 27-year-old Donish Bey and his fiancée try to escape the crowd, but they fall shortly after the concert begins.
You dead, whether you in the dirt or you on this earth, and you ain't in the truth. You dead.
Concertgoers who died.
No respect for the dead.
Post-investigation. The identities and locations of the other victims were confirmed by relatives or family representatives.
Once the crowd was moving, you were moving with it. You were at the mercy of the crowd, pretty much. There was no way you would have been able to move around and keep yourself stable.
Using tracking software, a physicist analyzed the crowd's movement in the south quadrant for the Post at about 3 minutes into Scott's performance. Over 5 seconds, the trajectory of 12 randomly selected people is similar. Evidence, he said, that the people were being pushed in the same direction by the tide of the crowd, losing control of independent movement and not merely moving to the music. At the Post's request, researchers at Carnegie Mellon University used a crowd counting model to estimate the density in the area where the Post examination located victims. They found that roughly 3 minutes into the concert, in some pockets of the area where the video image was clearest, the density reached as high as 1.85 square feet per person. The researchers noted that the actual density for the section was likely higher than their estimate because the image from the scene was taken at night with low resolution and showed smoke from fireworks, making some people difficult to detect. A density of 1.5 square feet per person can cause compressive asphyxiation with so little space that people cannot draw
Notice they're moving like that, but they don't stop to put their phone up, though. How much balance you got while you... If you're really trying to get your bearing, now notice that you put your phone up, but then it happens. Put your phone in your pocket and get the John Brown out of there.
They're yelling for help. They're saying we gotta get out.
Go ahead and
about 5 minutes into the show.
And where was he gonna take her to?
Exclusively obtained by the
He torn her. He ain't got nobody. This is a bunch of nonsense. This is crazy.
In the South Quadrant.
I'm free! She can't breathe!
Around the same time, people shout for help nearby.
These ads are drawing.
Our story begins at Bergdorf Goodness.
No one cares.
23-year-old.
It's some of you people out here. You like these artists. Put that on pause. Let's deal with that. Let's deal with that. I ain't dealing with it. I'm not gonna bite my tongue on this one. No, you're not getting a pass no more to be doing music on these secular beats. That's out of it. We can't do it no more. I was guilty of it, family. I forget about it. It's over for that. Because before the concert and everybody was going crazy, there was something all these people from wherever they came that they all had an agreement with. And you know what that was? They was under the spell of the music. They was piped. Whether they listened to it in their car, in their house, on the radio, wherever, or in their earphones. They were already under the spell. Think about an Astro or asteroid. It's something that's from out of this world. He basically gonna have the name of his concert, Astro World. People came to the concert and they've taken out of this world, or those that are of the world of sin. Go ahead, press play, princess.
His family's lawyer.
People started trying to hop over that security fence, and people pinned up against it to see the panic and fear in their eyes. These fenced-off corral areas, they allowed nowhere to escape. It was one way
that
in,
part.
One way out.
One press play. One way in and one way out. There ain't no way I'm going anywhere with that amount of crowds of people during a pandemic. No mention of the COVID being a threat there. You ain't hear about did you hear about anybody getting tested positive for COVID at this event? No, you won't hear about it because it's a bunch of foolishness. One entrance. Shouldn't there have been COVID guidelines for this concert? Oh, I'm sure they forgot about that thing now, didn't they? Press play, princess.
Others fall on top of each other, similar to a scene that one witness described.
Stupid world of sentence on my last one.
And, we all get sucked into this black hole, basically. It's kind of like pulling the tub on the bathtub. Everyone just gets sucked in.
A phenomenon known as crowd collapse, when high density and other factors can cause people to fall on top of each other, is clearly evident at about 9:12 p.m., two experts said.
Press pause. So it says crowd collapse. So what was the cause of their death? Crowd collapse. The event was overcrowded. He was warned about the safety. He was told several times about capacity orders and things of the such. And he still went forward. On top of that, we don't walk on bodies like it's somebody said, I was walking on the street. Actually, walk on a body, girl. Tell me how those people who are walking on those bodies, it's amazing. They, just as they were unaware of their participation in that ritual, they were unaware of walking on bodies. Literally walking on bodies. Press play.
Around 16 minutes into the concert, which the post is not displaying because of its graphic nature, shows what appears to be several unconscious people lying atop each other. Among them is 21-year-old engineering and computer science student Axel Acosta, one of the deceased. Best friends and college students 20-year-old Jacob Juranek and 21-year-old Franco Patino are both visible in the same video and died that night. At 9:18,
this part,
a firefighter outside the venue,
here's the kicker,
but monitoring radio communication channels used inside the festival, notes a quote, report of individual with crush injury, breathing difficulty. Flare-ups in more areas of the venue become evident in the next several minutes. But other concert goers are unaware of any life-threatening distress.
People obviously were like pushing and stuff, and no one was on the ground in the area I was at. We didn't hear anyone saying, like, stop the show. We didn't hear anyone saying, oh, people are getting hurt.
At around 9:28, video shows other people are on the ground in the South Quadrant, pleading for help and dialing 911.
People are literally on the floor getting their faces stomped in. We were just trying to pull kids over that barricade.
Kids? There were kids at this concert?
Around a half hour into the performance, fans continue to try and summon help.
She's on the stage trying to get their attention.
To scale a platform to reach camera operators.
Nobody really has masks on at this point. Press play, press pause. Go back a little bit. So a guy gets on the stage and tells them there's people out here dying, and the cameraman says, go up, princess. The cameraman says, shut the F up. Someone's in there. This is the cameraman. Press play.
The Houston firefighters log notes at 9:30 that police are reporting, quote, multiple people trampled, passed out at front of stage.
But at 18, it was people being crushed.
An emergency vehicle with flashing lights tries to make its way through the crowd in the east.
Listen to this part. Turn it up. What the F is that? The communication's disgusting.
Everybody go to the middle finger up in the sky.
If everybody's good, put a middle finger up in the sky. Disgusting.
At 9:39, with the concert continuing.
Now, pause that. The fact that he just said everybody's good, that goes to let you know that he was aware that some people were not good. You say, ask, what the F is that? You see red and white. Ain't no brother on this planet going to see the red and blue lights and not know what the John Brown that is. It's sirens. Notice, matter of fact, did they have sirens going or were the lights just going? Because you didn't hear in any of the videos sirens. So were they really trying to get through the crowd? Were not the ambulance just as responsible? Because I didn't hear. They would have most certainly got everybody's attention to get the John Brown out the way. We're not going for these little stupid little games. Press play.
And fire makes the first call captured in a public communications channel for backup.
What the heck is wrong with him?
Ambulance 33, ambulance 37, ambulance 46.
These paramedics, they were battling to try to fight their way through to get the people that were in the crowd, as well as trying to have people.
Pause that. What sense do that make? Is that how they're trained? To fight the crowd rather than just simply use the sirens? Was not the firefighters called? That's two vehicles right there that have sirens. This isn't making any sense to me. Press play, princess.
Over that fence in that walkway.
Scott pauses mid-song.
Pause it. What was that at the top of the mountain with a little view? And it's like people just walking. It looked bugged out to me. It looked bugged out. Go ahead, press play.
9:42, and asks security to help a person passed out near the front of the main stage.
Jump in, come on, security.
Let's get it in.
Security and Houston police carry the man out of the crowd. Meanwhile, festival goers in the South Quadrant wave their arms and chant in unison for an end to the concert. At 9:43, a photo shows Rudy Pena, the college student seen earlier, removed from the crowd and receiving medical attention.
This is a penalty of
His
serving
attorney
man.
told the Post that although the medical
Being an
examiner has
idolater.
not yet released a
This is
cause
a
of death,
penalty.
Pena's face was disfigured due to being stepped on. Around 9:46 in the South Quadrant, medical personnel do chest compressions on at least 2 people. The fire incident commander declares the scene a mass casualty incident by 9:52 p.m., according to the Houston firefighters log, a trigger that doubles the number of responding firefighters. Roughly 2 minutes later, rapper Drake makes a surprise appearance on stage.
Look at this character.
The show ends around 10:12, with Scott closing it out, running about 72 minutes in all, and continuing about 42 minutes after police first reported that multiple people...
Why does he have gloves on? Everything about these entertainers is just doesn't make sense to me.
It's just something that you'll never forget, and something that's truly traumatizing. Knowing that people died that night, and then knowing that people were asking for my help, that's just very scary. To this day, their voices don't leave my head.
Pause it. The Houston Police Department declined to answer specific questions, citing the ongoing investigation. The Houston Fire Department did not provide answers to emailed questions. Astro, NRG Park, and companies that provided security and medical care at the concert declined to comment for this report or did not respond to questions. In other words, you guys are as well responsible. The Houston Police Department, the Fire Department, and also the companies of the park. But all you hear about is being sued or anything like that or being dragged through the mud. It's just Travis Scott. That's the only one you hear about. But the white faces, and I'm not going to make this a color thing, but it's quite clear that the other companies behind this, do they really give a man that much decision? Even if he's the rapper and say, because I just heard a few minutes ago about someone saying who Ariana was supposed to perform off the Breakfast Club, how she was supposed to perform for the Grammys, and she wanted to do a certain song, and they were like, well, that might not fit to the crowd, and so basically they was going back and forth. So which means if she, as the performer, said, I want to do this, and they say we're not in agreement with that, then the people who's putting the show together may not cooperate with her. So if they would have told, hey, Travis, the show's not going to go on if we don't come up with ways to make this, I'm sure they would have overrode him. I'm sure they would have just been like, okay, he disregarded us, we'll listen to him. Because if he did disregard their better judgment, if that's their job to make safe precaution judgments for the companies and for the crowds of the performance, they should be held as responsible as well. But I don't think the family's going after them now, are they? Because you know what? They ain't got no money. This is why the families of those victims, you're just as wicked. There's blood. When you go to the Creator on his day of judgment, his righteous stance, you're going to have to give an account for how you raised your child and also how your child ended up leaving and being destroyed by those kind of things and your judgments of letting them go to those kind of concerts. On top of that, you want to seek just money out of this deal. What, that a book? People really think that money can buy stuff. Money can't buy no souls. If he offered to even, I don't care about the dude, Travis Scott. I don't. But I'm really, it says a lot about character. Because if he's offering to pay for their funerals and they say no, and they got lawyers and they're lawyered up, but your child, chances are, was probably, and they were at the South part, which means they got the most weight of the whole event. But there were people tearing barricades down on the way to the event. The whole crowd was out of control. It was pandemonium. Press play, princess. So they're denying questions. But I bet you they got all kind of videos with Travis Scott in the video and the little funny looking Kylie girl. And hold on, press pause. Now she was at the concert with her wicked. Pay attention to Delilahs when they get in your life. Pay attention to Delilahs. When Delilah gets on the scene, the only thing you remember is that, oh, we saw a lady come by and she was very, eye-catching and whatever have you. Next thing you know, when Delilah leaves the scene, there's chaos. She was at the event. But now you see him, if he gets sentenced to jail, she won't be going to jail with him. This is why when you sell your soul to the devil, he blesses you with one of his little daughters. They set you up, get what they can, and then they destroy you. Press play. Disgusting. Did you press play? Oh, it's still going on. Okay. Oh, wait, press pause. That's another one. In a statement, thank you, Scott's attorney said the performer is distraught by the situation and desperately wishes to share his condolences and provide aid to the families affected by the tragedy. Shortly after the tragedy, Scott said in a video statement, anytime I could make out anything that was going on, I stopped the show and helped them get the help they need. Live Nation said in a statement that it engages in extensive, detailed security planning and is assisting local investigations. We are heartbroken by the events at Astro World. Are you really? Did you just turn it off? Oh, Ziva.
I think the video is over anyways.
Yeah, just about. There's probably more information, like their closing statements. This is disturbing. So, bottom line and conclusion of this whole thing here. Come down. Mm-hmm. Go to the library. What in the world? Oh, the one. Wait. What is it?
I thought that was the video.
Right here, this one. Did we see this one right here? That one. It said demons. This one right here. Yeah, this one.
Like all the same things.
We like to go to the same.
Tell me if this makes mute that, please.
Sure, a lot.
Okay, this guy. So this guy is I'm gonna have to give the rest of the channel because I'm using his stuff. So by this guy named Mitchell reacts. The Travis Scott leaked video at Astro World. What is this? All right, so I want you to pay attention to this here. Okay, press play, princess.
You guys have heard the rumors about Travis Scott's Astro World concert and it being a ritual and stuff like that. Well, I had some requests to check out this one video. It's called A Strange Moment That Happened on the Stage. And this clip got people talking. All right, so here's Travis and two dudes. Now pay attention to the two dudes, okay? A lot of people in the comments don't even think that these two guys on
a
stage
whole ambulance in the middle of your event.
I am not joking. And then as you guys can see, Travis is pacing up and down. He's going into like the portal thing that says like "see you on the other side" or whatever. And then these two dudes just jump into the crowd, like they just vanish. One of the top comments says they were giving him an update and waiting for orders to upset the crowd further. If people don't see this and can't see what's going on here, they need to study. Be wise as serpents, gentle as doves. These are the days. Another comment says there were more demons at that show than there were human beings. And when I tell you, I spent about an hour on this video just reading the comments. I'm not kidding. Like some of the stuff people are saying, I went down a wormhole and I couldn't get out. Like there's some people on the internet who know a lot about spiritual activity and stuff like that. And when you start reading these comments,
he said there were people in the comment section that said check it up. They said there were people at the event who said they were caught like in a wormhole and they couldn't get out. That goes to tell you it was not just a concert. When you hear these secular artists on the radios, they're not just singing to you. There is spells in their music. They are male and female mermaids on this planet. Don't be pressed with everybody that's got a voice or a talent or a skill or a rap or I'm learning this. You can't be pressed. Because if they're all the way set apart, if they are set apart, first of all, then they're going to realize the Spirit of the Most High is going to give them internal intelligence concerning these type of artists. But the rest of the people who are blinded and asleep, they don't get it. And the wicked ones take advantage of their ignorance. Go ahead.
It's like in this other universe, I swear. Like I'll leave the original video link down below. Tell me what you guys think.
All right, so he's done. Okay, what is this? Oh, that was another on Astro World. Okay, so I'm you know what? Honestly, it is. Look at this. They show this clip, and I'm a realistic person. He's lifting her up with all his might. What is he? How is he higher than other people? What is he standing on? Does anybody think about that? What is he standing on? Is he standing on? Is he lifting up? I don't get it. But you know what, family? That's just my take today. Bottom line, I'm going to say this, that there was more than one person or two people or three people. You can sue Travis. You can sue Drake all you want to. You can't get nothing from an entity that's already taken the very essence of who you are and a person out your family. Can't get them back. The people of the Most High, we've been redeemed without money. This spiritual realm, they don't mind giving you money since you don't value your very soul. If there's anything anybody needs to learn from this whole situation, is if you don't fight out of darkness and seek the word and open the book and read, don't be allured by people who are talking anything else other than the scriptures. Don't follow people. Don't worship people. Establish an understanding by opening the Bible, especially in these times. Because who would have thought those people would have died while he went to that concert? And a man had his child on his neck. And I wonder how that mother feels today. That's all I'm going to say, family. I hope y'all can understand that these times, a lot of these people, celebrities, when they sign these deals with the devil and contracts, that's another thing I wanted to mention since I didn't. The guy who used to be a pastor is Kevin Wesley, who used to be a pastor. There was a video he had also had. I don't have a problem putting stuff on the forefront. I really don't have a problem doing it. A woman stated to him, and she wrote him a letter, let him know that she had a dream that he had signed a deal with Satan. And that, now this man's not famous. I'm going to put it to you like this. Deals and contracts with Satan is not just celebrities and movie artists. Contracts and deals with Satan are all those who have denied the word of truth, denied the creator's way of life, denied his word. You're already in agreement with Satan. You're already on the path to Satan. You're already on the road of destruction. And when you die, not just trying to be rude, but the Most High's not looking for, he's not worrying about you. The wicked shall perish. The wicked shall perish. That's the bottom line.